What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andre Ward. Andre Ward explained on ESPN what Anthony Joshua did wrong, what was his problem on fight night, and his problem really overall. He said that Anthony Joshua, first of all, he was too busy being a model, on top of too busy doing gym work, such as lifting weights and doing a bodybuilder like workout, and instead of working on his skills in the gym, and there's no substitute for hard work when it comes to harnessing your craft and working on your skill set. And he also said it was just too much muscle mass. you know he feels that Anthony Joshua needs to lose a lot of that weight, needs to drop that muscle mass, so allow him to be more flexible, more elusive, quicker. Okay. And he said that he did it all wrong. And he also added that he thought about going to the heavyweight division after doing a couple tune-ups to fight first in a tune-up, then move up to cruiserweight, fight in the UK, then take on Joshua. And he said that he felt that he could do what Andy Ruiz did, but in his own way. And now that he's looking at some of that, let me counterpunch Andre Ward. I feel there's some truth to what Andre Ward said, especially with the muscle mass, especially definitely there's something that he needs to edit and change in his workout regimen. Lifting weights, no, that's not boxing. You don't need that type of exercise to box. Okay? Even when you are lifting weights, you don't need muscle to maintain your boxing skills. That's totally unnecessary. In fact, that works against you, because the amount of energy it takes you to throw arms like that, if you've been working them and bulking them up, and you're all jacked, but that takes energy, you know, and that takes out oxygen throwing those punches like that. So yeah, you can be really strong for 2 or 3 rounds, and if you can remember, that's when he looked gassed, 2 or 3 in the third round, right? Because when he got Andy Ruiz hurt, he went in for the kill. Okay, but after that, when he got hit, he fell down. His adrenaline went up. He ended up looking gassed. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Now, as far as Andre Ward saying that he, trying to look like a model, and he shouldn't be modeling as much, there is truth to that too. He said it in his own way. Anthony Joshua has a lot of endorsements. He does a lot of Hugo Boss, Hummer, Under Armour, Beats Pro, and a lot of those, it's a brand. Anthony Joshua's a brand, but you can't have a Dwayne Johnson rock-like body going into the boxing ring, especially when you're naturally not that big. Okay? See, if you're naturally not that big, you're not accustomed to holding that weight. So you're going to burn more energy. That's why he got tired. So that makes a lot of sense, And I think that everything that Anthony Joshua has going on with the endorsements, with other promotions, with his brand and things that he's doing outside, it becomes a distraction, people. Okay? Why do you think? Think about this. He was banged up. If he got a concussion or not, if you believe that or not, you can't deny that he got beat up in sparring. Somebody gave him the business, okay? Out of those two sparring partners, Akali or Joey, okay? They gave him the business because it could tell on his face, and his face couldn't lie. He could, but his face couldn't, okay? So the question everybody was brewing up was, why was he doing so hard of sparring that close to fight night, right? Why was he doing it that so close? Well, I'll tell you why. If you're busy promoting yourself, he has a YouTube channel that he manages, and he spends a lot of time filming that. He does all these other endorsements. He's flying over here. He's doing interviews. Think about it. Last year when perfecting, you hardly ever heard from him at all. But that was a good thing, because he was focused in the gym. He didn't care what Wilder or Tyson Fury said. Remember that? Because everybody was expecting him to respond because Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury was calling him a coward, right? So you didn't hear nothing from him because he stayed focused. The motherfucker had a beard he grew in. That means he wasn't worried about grooming himself. He wasn't taking interviews and all that. That training camp wasn't really that exposed. He had an in-house training camp and he did really, really well. And guess what? When the going got tough, the tough got going, because when he got hit by those punches by Povetkin, right? When he got hit by Alexander with those uppercuts and left hooks, he was able to withstand those, right? Because he was focused and he was in shape the way he needed to be. I don't feel that he was in shape the way he needed to be Saturday night. On top of that other stuff that could possibly happen, that was actually confirmed, that was leaked. So, be that as it may, that still reflects what he should have been doing at a certain time. Okay, so even if he got a concussion 8 days before the fight, why is he sparring that late anyhow? Okay, unless he was trying to catch up with something. That means that he was so busy doing all this other stuff that it was distracting him from putting in the sparring sessions. Of course, they're not going to tell you that, this went wrong and that went wrong. I don't even think that's an Anthony Joshua's character. Honestly, I don't even think that is. I don't even think he's the finger pointer. He put all the burden on himself like he did. Okay. So, but Andre Ward, he knows the business with everyone. He also had this to say, and I'm going to wrap this up. He said, like, everybody's throwing him under the bus because he lost the fight. We all lose fights. We all go through things. So I don't see how people can be for him this day, and then the next day they're all against him. And then they're talking about other fighters, what other fighters will do, and this, that, and the other. He is an Olympian. He should be respected. And just because he lost, that means you shouldn't throw him on, under the bus and call him a shot fighter or an exposed fighter when he's done all this in the sport in a short amount of time. It's hard to slide through the amount of competition and opposition that he was in with those fighters and not be exposed. Okay. So I would agree with Andre Ward with that also. But one thing I would disagree on, it would be challenging because I guess Roy Jones did it. And I know Andre Ward, talked about going to heavyweight. But I do agree with Stephen A. Smith. You do not want to go from cruiserweight to fighting a dude at 247. However, I don't think Anthony Joshua, if that fight actually happened, if that would have been the fight, I don't think he would have came in at 247, someone fast as Andre Ward, my personal opinion. I think he would have dropped at least 10 pounds, maybe 237, maybe 235, so he can have enough, flexibility to deal with somebody that quick. Because Andre Ward, southpaw, he's going to stick and move, and he's going to do like some Chris Bird type of activity, some Chris Bird work. If you don't know who Chris Bird is, look him up, please. He was a dynamic southpaw that threw punches and bunches. He wasn't known for hard punching, but he threw volumes, and he was slick, and he was fast, and he was sharp. So I think that he wanted to do an impression of Chris Bird on him. So Anthony Joshua would need to be a lot smaller so he can be a lot faster. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that, guys. You guys tell me what you think about Andre Ward. I'll find the interview on ESPN and put it below so you guys can check it out. Of course, please subscribe. You guys been Counterpunch. Peace.